Gameplay, commentary, advice. For the past 6 months, I have been preparing to compete in the largest and most difficult esports competition the world has ever seen, Evolution 2023. So with friends and brothers, I begin my journey across the unforgiving desert, where the air is thick with excitement, death, and Warlocks? Uncertainty clouds the horizon, adrenaline pumps through my veins, and danger lurks around every corner. The only thing I know for sure is that I'm in for the ride of my life. After I crash-landed our plane in Central California, we rented a car and began to follow the Burger King's Viver card. During this part of the journey, there ain't too much to see except for the occasional wildlife, but desert-bound as we are, we're pretty much forced to stop in the glorious Bakersfield to pick up some lunch and fill up on gas. And from there, we set out for the Warlock-infested Mojave Desert. Warlock? What are you talking about, Rube? I'm talking about the Vegas Warlock sphere, which if you didn't know, is nothing but a warlock nest. So hopefully we don't run into any at our next stop. Alright, we made it to the desert. We drove so far, but from now on, the road to EVO is on foot. See you guys when we get there. And so, our heroes walked the long road to EVO with little more than fight sticks and a dream. During the final stretch of our journey to Vegas, I had a lot of time for self-reflection. It's been a year now since I became a tournament competitor for Strive, and my first Strive tournament was last year's EVO. Deciding on a reasonable goal for this year is a tough process for me, but I'll be sure to let you know before I play my first tournament match tomorrow. Anyways, after arriving in the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, we are already being subjected to our first EVO-related challenge, waiting in line to check in and receive our badges. Which didn't actually take too long, and before we knew it, we were all checked in and ready to head to our Airbnb. Alright, so we made it across the desert. We actually already went to EVO. As you saw, we got our badges in preparation to play our pools tomorrow. And right now, kind of just winding down for the day, chilling in the Airbnb, which is actually pretty spacious. Lucky to have it to myself right now. And, well, that's pretty much going to bring it end to day one of EVO. And I got to get some sleep so I can get up early in the morning, eat a good breakfast, play well in my pools. Took me a while to fall asleep since I was so excited for the big day, but the next morning, I woke up early, got some exercise in, ate 3 eggs, and drank a gallon of water. That being said, it is 10 a.m., my pool is not till 4 p.m., and as we head to the venue, parking is not an easy task, and it is apparent that the Hunter exam, EVO, has already begun. Once inside the venue, the first item on the docket is my friend Adam's pool. And his humble goal for this EVO is to take a single round, which he handily does, taking his round 1 opponent, Atlas the Happy Chaos, to game 5 before falling down to the loser's bracket. It's there that his pre-EVO training pays off, as he secures victory against Stride the Bridget and moves on to loser's round 2. But unfortunately, that is going to be the end of his run, as he gets hit with the classic Anji knowledge check and finishes with a score of 1 win and 2 losses. Which means it's now time to head towards the Samurai Showdown side tournament, where my brother awaits us. And boom, he out-Samurai Showdowns his opponent for at least 1 round before DQing to eat a burger. But scrumptious as lunch was, the time of my pool approaches, and it's finally time for me to decide on a goal. Last EVO, just 2 wins away, I failed to make it out of my pool. This EVO, with more experience and a better seed, I will right that wrong. Rolling right into winners round 2, my first opponent is CJ, of course, the Bridget. And while the Yo-Yo Goblin could be a tough matchup for Nago, it's one that I know well. And I wish CJ the best of luck in the rest of his bracket as I take the set 3-0 and advance to winners round 2. Where I face Squadgy the Ram main, whose patient neutral game made this set feel more like Samurai Showdown than Strive at times. and I definitely appreciated the cautious back and forth, as it was a nice break from the ruthless offense that Strive is known for. But at a certain point, you gotta put the pedal to the metal and be able to switch between a patient neutral and a hyper-aggressive offense if you want to succeed with Nago. Sometimes that offense is a little too greedy for my own good, but this time I'm saved by the and get the injection shot to win 3-0. Great games, Squadgy. I'm now just one win away from accomplishing my goal and making it out of my pool on winner's side. The final opponent in my path is Sassafras the Milia main, who kicks off game 1, guns a-blazing, to secure an early lead and a wall break. And just based on that first interaction, I can already tell this set is going to put all my practice, all my patience, all my resolve to the test. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't want it or accept it any other way. After all, this is my final test, to prove myself worthy of the free Chipotle burrito they give you for making it out of pools. Though, this runs much deeper than a mere burrito. This is about closing a chapter of my life and starting a new one. Much like EVO itself, this is about evolving into a better version of me. I'm incredibly grateful to everyone who has supported me as a player and as a storyteller. It's been an absolute privilege to pursue this life as an FGC competitor, but I can't keep smelling the game forever, and this is the final stop on that road for now. To put it simply, this is what I've been working towards for a long time. And this is not goodbye. Of course I will return as a better man, a better player, and most importantly, as a better storyteller. But when it comes to winning this set and advancing beyond my pool, the only thing that matters is my skills as a player. Or so I thought. Because as I desperately try for one last tick of damage, unbeknownst to me or Sassafras, I had spent too much blood. And being saved by Blood Rage for a second time feels like divine intervention. But whatever it was, that's it. That was my goal. I did it. Thank you, Sassafras. That was the set in which I had the most fun, found the most meaning, and played my best. And afterwards, my TO rewarded me with what is basically the equivalent to a hunter's license. With my pool finished, I happened to see my buddy, Mr. Rex, pick up a dub in his pool, and then spotted the GOAT, Gossamer himself. But we'll see more of him tomorrow, because my brother's Street Fighter pool is about to begin. And watching him secure 5 medals in the first round of the first game of his first set gave me faith that he too would make it out of pools alive. Doesn't mean it'll be an easy task though, as Cammy can be tricky for Manon to handle, and my bro's gotta fight 2 of them in a row. But a bad matchup or 2 is not gonna stop him from building those medals and clutching those rounds. And ultimately, fighting such a back and forth set in the first round of his pool was a blessing, and also the wake-up call he needed to defeat one more Cammy and move on to the big stage, where he encountered Centify, a very talented Marissa who taught me more about the character in one set than hours of strategy and combo guides have throughout the past 2 months. And though Thomas certainly does not go down without a fight, Centify ends up taking the dub when all is said and done. Thing is, the way the Street Fighter brackets work, by making it this far, both players had already ensured they make it out of their pool. That match was merely to decide who'd advance on winner's side and who'd advance on loser's side. Regardless, we both made it out of our pools, we did it together, and we can rest easy for tonight. The next morning, my brother and I were both scheduled to play at 11 a.m., so we wished each other luck and prepared to take on our own battles. And the road ahead will be anything but easy, especially my next match against Crescendo, one of the strongest Giovanna mains in the business, which was probably not the best mindset to have going into our set, as I find myself lacking the confidence I need to play offense and make commitments in neutral. So yeah, this one was kind of a wash, and after a 3-0 defeat, I'm sent down to the losers bracket, where I get the chance to redeem myself against another Geo main, and I realize that the last match was the perfect warm-up for this one. And after kicking things off with a double perfect, my confidence is restored and I'm able to secure a 3-0 victory of my own. Good games and great run, Loladalia. Next, I'm off to fight Rainbow Heavy, a Potemkin main whose hype plays have been gathering quite the rowdy crowd. And after a neck-and-neck round 1, I know I've got my work cut out for me. And before long, Akara Potbuster sends us right into round 3, where I hold on for as long as I can, but my defense eventually fails and I lose game 1. From there, we again proceed to trade round for round, and a clean burst bait secures me game 2. The next one's looking grim for Rainbow when he lands 2 Potbusters to once again tie up the rounds and brings game 3 to a last hit situation. However, with a little bit of creativity, I'm able to clutch out another win, which leaves me just 1 away from advancing farther into the bracket. So, with all the momentum, a rowdy crowd of my own, and another Tap Dust starter, I force Rainbow down to his tournament life. He does not go down without a fight though, and it's not until round 3 that I finally seal the deal. Truly great games and admirable run, man. That was a hell of a lot of fun. With that win, I'm just 1 round away from top 128 and 2 rounds from top 96. But there's something scaring me right now. It's that I'm already satisfied with how far I've come. Which unfortunately is a sign of burnout for me, and as I head into my next match against Azir Halcyon, a very strong Anji player, I'm out of steam and I don't stand a chance. I knew I wasn't quite ready for top 128, but I still needed to try. In the end though, I was stopped short, finishing at 129 out of 2474 and bearing a final score of 5 wins and 2 losses. Around the same time, my brother was knocked out of his second pool as well with a similar score and placement. And now, we have both completed our work. Alright, update, day 2 of EVO, just got knocked out of pools round 2. Did super well though, pretty good, made my goal, and that was weird. Before we continue, I need to give a huge shout out to Adam for the practice, the cheers, and the documentation. Without you, I wouldn't have made it this far, and this video would not be possible. Although my fight may have come to an end, there is still 1 player left in bracket that deserves our support and prayers. It's none other than Mr. Goat Activity himself, Gossamer, who still fights for his freedom from pools alongside Sin, the hero of Strive. And shout out to Alma here as well, #1 TO in the world with unrivaled care and charisma. I'm sure it was a pleasure for everyone watching to see this high-level Sin at work, especially as he racks up dub after dub after dub. Give this man some Sin buffs, 100 milligrams caffeine, and a DualShock controller, and he'll defeat the genetic gaming freak, the sun, all the Pokemon, and a trillion lions. Gossamer's heroic run led him all the way to the end of his pool before he was finally stopped by the cracked Asuka player 2GB Combo, finishing at an impressive 97th place with a godlike score of 6 wins and 2 losses. And with that, we're all finally free from the competition, and the only things left to do are to take one last look through the venue, watch some more high-quality Strive, and head back to the Airbnb. So that's going to conclude day 2 of EVO. Actually had such a good time. Great experience this year. Can't wait for the next one. And now we're just going to head back, start the party, get ready for finals on... What the hell?
While the Sunday finals took place, a key to the city was handed out, and a Ninja Turtles concert was held. A different struggle was taking place. A struggle between man And burger.
You who have come in search of my prize pool, join my ranks and become a happy Chaos Main immediately.
I'll never join you or your Burger King forces, and I'll never main Happy Chaos. I came here for the Burger King prize pool and the Burger King prize pool alone.
You want my prize pool, but you don't want to submit to me? Fine then. Beat me and strive and it's yours, but lose and die.
Alright, it's Ruby, joined on commentary by Avoiding the Puddle, and one thing's for certain, this will be a battle to the death. And this is kind of a dirty counterpick, considering I've lost this matchup over 9 times in tournament. What do you think about that, Eris?
You know, I'm gonna be honest, I can't believe it, man.
Yes, quite unbelievable, but as we get further into the match, it certainly seems to have been the right choice if the king's aim is to take my soul and my life. And you know what? Things are starting to get fun.
Hey, my name's Eris. I'm tired of you guys having all the fun.
Well, we really can't help it, because as soon as I get hit by that gold burst, I see my life flash before my eyes, and it's a thrill like I've never had before.
The things that occur, you know, it's like one of those buffets of action. Golden Corral.
Just eloquently spoken. I could not have said it better myself, especially as I draw this second round to a close, and we head into the final round of Man vs. Burger.
You don't even feels like you don't even know what's going on anymore. And if you think about those kinds of Golden Corrals of action, this is way better than Expendables. I think it was even better than the Avengers.
Oh, most certainly better than the Avengers. You're not gonna get Burger King gameplay like this anywhere else. No, this is the one stop for all Burger King prize pool related incidents, and as the gameplay continues, the King and I remain neck and neck, and you really don't know who's gonna end up taking the dub.
That's true, but if you fuck up, you're out. And I'm just trying to eat.
Me too, Eris, and if I pull this off, that Burger King prize pool will be ours to chow down
My
on.
cheeks are starting to hurt. Oh my god!
Oh my gosh!
How can...
I thought the Avengers was trash.
I should have won. I'm gonna kill you, Rube.
What are you doing?
そう簡単に4校の顔は拝めねえか。随分痛めつけてくれなさったな。Slap!
I finally have it. And you know exactly what this is. The Burger